Окей, так, ну-ка, рассказчик. Да, рассказчик рассказывает нам то же самое. Так, сейчас я предлагаю нажать Escape. То есть пройти на ту же концовку, но нажать Escape.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Нормальная комната?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Стоп. Стоп. Я не так пошел. Ладно. Значит, тогда посмотрим сейчас еще на один вариант. Как можно... В общем, короче, когда мы подходим к телефону, мы берем телефон. Посмотрим, что из этого выйдет. О, там еще дверь есть. Если я открою вот эту дверь, то я, видимо, попаду туда. Когда он говорит, я прошу сделать это для нее, он говорит про тот голос, который мы видели в предыдущей концовке. Походу. Всё, давай. Берем трубку. И 427.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh, я двигаться не могу.
Okay, there we go. All right, now I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Но почему я медленно пододвигаюсь?
Let me show you what's really going on here.
И чё?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Нажмите Е.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Нажмите Б. Если я нажимаю Е, ничего не происходит. Ладно,
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home.
Я предлагаю просто ждать, а не нажимать.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Сейчас я подожду. Если ничего не происходит, то тогда, видимо, выбора нет. Придется нажимать. Я же могу здесь ходить, что осматривать. Выйти, кстати, я не могу. Даже холодильник не могу открыть. Ладно, видимо, выбора нет.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Нажмите 6.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Stanley Parable.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Нажмите P, чтобы не задавать вопросов. А что если я не буду нажимать в этот раз? У меня нет выборов. Стоп, мне кажется, или... Мне, наверное, кажется, но... Возможно, эти буквы, которые я нажимаю, они образуют какое-то слово. Надо будет потом пересмотреть. Но вряд ли.
I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Серьезно? Ну, это какая-то унылая концовка.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on,
Сейчас
he would never
посмотрим,
be alone
изменилось ли
ever
что-нибудь. Если
again.
нет, то я просто запишу это как концовку. Кружка все еще на месте.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Так. Ладно. Пройдем к этому, к залу.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Да, я записываю эту
Feeling
концовку,
away with
значит.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
История о Стэнли. У меня как раз на листочек поместилось 10 концовок, и с другой стороны еще 10. Так.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Давайте посмотрим, изменилось ли здесь что-нибудь. Нет. А здесь? Тоже нет. Ладно.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. And blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Он запоминает то, что я уже несколько раз проходил. Так, сейчас попробуем, значит, тогда что-нибудь делать с этим. В комнате, где у нас кнопочки. От 1 до 5. Ну и также там есть еще один выбор в самом финале, где можно не выключать машину, которая разум контролирует. Интересно, что он скажет в следующий раз, когда я подойду к этой панели. То же самое, наверное. А, ну да, и конечно же концовка, когда я
Stanley
все-таки
walked straight
нажимаю
ahead through the
Escape.
large door that read
Ну там
Mind
Escape,
Control
и я нажимаю
Facility.
Escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ладно. И лифт.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No.
Стоп, 104 и 601.
He couldn't accept
705
it.
получается.
His own life in
Если
someone
сложить.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it?
Стой, погодите.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly
604
blind
минус
to the world?
100. Ой, не, 601 минус 104. 497. Возможно, там еще 70-й уволен, тогда получается 427 номер
But
комнаты
here was the
Стэнли.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Значит,
Stanley
3.
decided that this machinery would never again
я
exert
сюда
its
еще не
terrible
спускался,
power
кстати.
over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once
1,
and for
2.
all.
Три. Это потом нажмем. Здесь нет кнопки 4. Ее просто нет. Консоль отключена. Серьезно, здесь просто нет кнопки 4. 5. А, вон она. Ничего не произошло. Возможно, потому что я нажал в неправильном порядке. Давайте. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 сейчас нажмем. Так, 1, 2, 3, 4 и 5 там. 1, 2. Три. 4. 5. почему он бегать не может? Это скучно. И 5. Ничего не произошло. Давайте попробуем сюда спуститься тогда. Ничего. Тогда нажимаем на красную кнопку. Бам. Эй, она не нажимается. Статус оффлайн. Что если я могу как-то включить их? Что если я как-то могу... Туда пока что не идем. 5. Давайте в обратном порядке попробуем. Но здесь по любасу должен быть какой-то код. Сюда я пришел. Давай тогда 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Кстати, там же говорилось о какой-то концовке с обратным отсчетом. Может быть, сейчас мы ее получим. 3. Два. 1. Ничего. Перезапуск. Работает. Ладно, тогда идем туда и нажимаем на кнопку включения. System Power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Damn.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desire.
Ой, я теперь могу их
This is
нажимать.
much better than what I had in mind.
Ну, в смысле, у
Shame
меня
we have so
потому что
little
это
time left
появляется.
to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off.
Ничего не
But what
работает.
precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Он все ломает.
What all this means, I barely know where to start.
Заряд.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
3.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Здесь, мне кажется, можно ввести какой-то код.
Seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place
Что?
is?
Он мне добавил минут.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Что происходит?
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life?
Мне кажется,
Or
отсюда
will you
должен
let it
быть
go
выход.
peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the journey.
Ладно.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ну ладно. Нет, мне кажется, оттуда можно было как-то выбраться. Типа на какой-то код нажать. Но на самом деле, я не знаю, как еще можно здесь концовки получить какие-то. Возможно, с тем лифтом что-то можно сделать. Может, еще что-то. У меня уже заканчиваются идеи.